Hello there, and welcome to this week's Golden Nugget. Today we're going to talk about Excel and the clear formatting button that many people have never really seen or noticed or even clicked on to see what it does. It is pretty amazing. So let's get started. So what I've got here is a little spreadsheet that we use for doing subtotals in our Excel Beyond the Basics class. What I'm going to do here is just talk a little bit about some of the formatting. So we see here in row 7, somebody's gone in and probably just went into the little paint can here and made it a color, whatever color. Also, the text is white. Text is normally not white, but you might want to make it white to make it stand out on that nice blue background of the cell. The other thing is these guys have been formatted as dates. So that if I type a date in there, like 12/25, enter, it comes up with 25 DEC. Now that might be a little bit different on your computer because your computer might be day, month, year, or year, month, day. That's another whole lesson on dates. But nevertheless, this has been formatted as a date, and I can kind of get an idea when I click on it and I look up here and it says custom. So it doesn't really tell me a whole lot, but if it says general, that means that that hasn't been formatted as anything. So for example, rooms rented, 35 here, that says general. So if I typed a number in like 37.5, enter, it doesn't give me any zeros or decimal places or anything, whereas this one, rate, it says custom, $4,000.00 has a comma, has a dollar sign. If I go 5,000, just 5,000, no decimal places or anything, and press enter, you can see that it gives me 2 decimal places. And that was probably with this dollar sign button up here, because there's different ways to do it. So who knows how it was done. The point of it is that it's not in general, it is in something. It has been formatted some way. And what we'll talk about today is removing that formatting. So let's do that. Let's go up and let's just work with this column E. So the word rate is colored. It's white and the cell background is blue. If I said, I don't really like that name of it, I could just type right over top of it. And when I type over top of it, price, enter, of course it looks the same, doesn't it? I wouldn't have expected when I typed over top of it for the color of the text to change or the cell color. So usually we are kind of expecting that. But what about if we just hit the delete key? I'm just going to hit the delete key on that and say, I just don't want to name it. I just want it sitting there. I mean, a lot of times you'll do that here, like Penthouse, for example, you'll hit delete, right? You just want to leave it blank. So I'm going to go back up here. And when I hit delete, I noticed a couple things. I noticed my blue didn't go away. And you can't really tell easily, but when I type something new, price, it remembered the color. So when I press my delete key, which by the way is equivalent, I'll do it on this number here, to right-click clear contents. So right-click clear contents is the same as pressing the delete key on your keyboard. Watch what happens if I do it on a number, clear contents. Same kind of idea, it clears it, but then when I go and type a number in, you can see that the formatting remains behind it. Now, sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. It was fantastic here where, can you imagine if when I hit delete, it would have gotten rid of the blue and the white text, and I would have had to kind of start all over or use the little paintbrush or something. Same kind of idea here. I wouldn't have wanted to reformat that. So usually you want it to be that way. So it does a little bit different with dates. Now, if I go here and I decide to reuse this column as something different, I'm going to select, I'm just going to press delete. And maybe I'm going to rename this cruise number. And I want like 101, 101, 101, 101, and 102, 102, 102. If I go here after I've pressed delete, remember how the formatting stays there. So for some reason I wanted to put Christmas in 12/25, enter like I did before, it stays. That would be fantastic if I wanted a date there. But I don't want a date there. I want a number like 101, enter. Now it's been formatted to be a date. So it's expecting some kind of date to be typed in there. This will drive people crazy. They're like, no, delete. And they hit it a little bit harder. 101, enter. Oh my gosh, it's not working. So what I really wanted to do in that case is not just delete, but I wanted to clear contents. In that case, I didn't want to just clear contents or delete. I wanted to clear all of the formats and the contents. In other words, clear all. So select, select, select. Remember, delete only clears the contents. Up here on my home tab, way over here on the right hand side, I've got a clear button, and in there it says, what would you like to do? You can clear all, that's what I want to do, or you can see that you can do format or contents. Clear contents is just like hitting that delete key. Format will leave the contents and just get rid of the format. And then there's clear all. So when I click on clear all, it kind of looks like it was the same from when I did the delete key, but notice up here now it says general, it doesn't say custom anymore. So if I go 101, it loves that. Cruise number 101, drag, drag, drag. This one is 102, and so on. So sometimes you want to just hit delete and retain that formatting, and other times you want to clear all the formatting about it. So formatting, it's almost everything that's up here, fonts, and it basically gets it back to normal. Fonts and centering and borders and the different number formats, it gets rid of a lot of that stuff. So just know the differences between your delete key and clear all. Clear formats you might do once in a while. If you want to keep the number in there, let's say, hey, these are all inconsistent formats here. Some have the $sign beside them and some don't. You could just go and reformat them, but if you just wanted to clear the formats, you can go format. You can go into the eraser here, the little clear button, and go clear formats. And then it doesn't look very good, but this is a way to see the actual numbers behind things. Now I would probably go in and hit my $sign. Probably could have done the $sign. It doesn't, in the first place, it don't really have to clear it and then do it, but this is if you just wanted to cancel it. So I hope that helps. Practice with it on something you don't really care about, or save it and then practice on it. And then if you really mess it up, then you can always close without saving. Thanks for watching and have fun with that tip. We'll see you next time.